Here's a true off my chest Reddit post that I want to share and see what you guys think. It's titled, "My parents tried to screw over my dying stepmother, blew up all of our lives instead." TLDR. My bio parents tried to screw my terminally ill stepmother out of trust fund money, but she caught on and now no one on my side of the family gets anything. My 17 female stepmother, Jane, is a wonderful, wonderful woman. She and my father got married when I was 4, and she's been a rock in my life ever since. My mother was always my primary caregiver, but up until that point, her relationship with my father was, and I basically never saw him. Jane was the reason they developed a stable co-parenting relationship. She encouraged everyone having a good relationship with each other and was always there to support me and my mom when things got tough. Jane was always a really hard worker. When she met my dad, he was living out of a hotel and my mother was doing everything in her power to keep me away from him because she was petty and angry that their relationship didn't work out. Meanwhile, Jane had a great job, a nice house, helped my dad get back on his feet, negotiated a visitation schedule with my mom, who hated her for a long time, and made sure my dad sent us money every week because neither one of them could afford an attorney to negotiate child support payments. Jane had no reason to do any of these things, but as I got older, she made it clear that she loved me as much as she loved my half-brothers who were born a few years later. I even have my own room in her house because at the time we lived with my grandparents / various boyfriends of my mom, and Jane felt that I needed a more stable environment than that. She's like the opposite of the evil stepmom. When I was 15, Jane won a big lawsuit against an airline company and got awarded upwards of $1 million. She used the money to build sizable trust funds for me and my brother so that we would be taken care of later in life. Despite having a lot more money, she still wanted to live a fairly modest life, so she paid off the house she has and has been living there ever since with my dad. Sure, she bought a new car and they went on a few nice vacations, but she didn't blow all her money on stupid things, which I respected. About a year ago, things started getting really weird. Whenever I saw Jane, she seemed to look sicker and sicker, but no one would tell me or my brothers why, even though I know they knew. All we knew is that she was at the hospital a lot. Around the same time, my mom has been coming around my dad a lot more and acting really strange. Basically like she was trying to romance him. Whenever Jane was in the hospital, my mother would insist on spending the night at their house and playing mom to my brothers, which was so weird to me because she never liked them or Jane. She'll be the perfect little housewife, and my mom is not like that at all. It was super fake. Worst of all, my dad started falling for it. I'm not stupid. I'm pretty sure they were sleeping together. I try to shield my brothers from it, but they're not dumb either. I tried talking to my dad too, but he insisted it wasn't like that. Then, a few weeks ago, my mom started talking about all the places she liked to visit, how she wanted a new car and was looking to invest, which is weird because my mom has been a bartender her whole life and has lived paycheck to paycheck since before I was born. She was acting like she was about to get a lot of money, which started to make me really suspicious. Between Jane being sick and my mom acting all shady, I had a lot of questions. Finally, I decided to visit Jane in the hospital and ask her about my trust fund. I found out that if anything happened to her, that my dad would inherit all the money, including full control of the trust for me and my brothers. She asked me why I was so interested in the trust fund, so I told her what's going on with my parents and how my mom has been acting with my dad. I didn't want to, but after everything she did for me, she deserved the truth. It really hurt me to break her heart like that, especially once I found out that she was basically in hospice at this point because of irreversible kidney failure. She's only got a few more months. We both cried so much. Then, 2 days ago, everything came to a head. My mom stormed in furious, started arguing with my dad. Apparently, Jane met with her lawyer and changed the trust so that my dad would get nothing and all of the trust would be controlled by my step aunt. She demanded to know how Jane found out about their relationship, and I came out and told them that I told Jane everything. I told them that if they wanted to play stupid games, they would win stupid prizes, and that I wasn't going to let them screw Jane over after all the help she gave my family when she didn't have to. My mom slapped me, and my dad just looked so defeated. Then my mom told my dad that she didn't really love him, that she was just pretending to, so he would marry her and she can get all of the money. Wow. The worst part about it is that my brothers witnessed the whole thing, and now on top of their mom dying, they have to deal with a cheating dad and his vindictive ex. Our whole family is in ruins, and I feel like it's my fault, even though I know it's not. Yesterday, I visited Jane again and told her about the fallout. She apologized and said that she had to dissolve my trust fund to make sure my mom didn't get a hold of the money, but that as her oldest, I will inherit the house/property after she is gone, and that's worth more than the other two trust funds combined. My father won't get anything because she's going to divorce him before she dies. And honestly, I'm happy for her. She made me promise to take care of my brothers and told me that once I turn 18 this summer, I can kick my dad out of the house if I wanted to. And I fully plan to do that, by the way. I haven't talked to my dad since, and I can't even look at my mom. I can't believe they would conspire to do this to Jane after all this time. Just proof that they deserve each other, and I'm embarrassed that they're my parents. Once I turn 18, I'm going to cut my dad out as much as I can and cut my mom out completely. I hope she rots. Meanwhile, I'm going to try and be at the hospital as much as I can until Jane passes away. Anyways, I just needed to vent. I'm really messed up about the whole thing, and I feel super betrayed, although I can't even begin to imagine how Jane feels. I'm going to be so effed up when she dies. I can't even think about that right now. But at least she's not surrounded by people who just wants to bring her down. Thanks for reading. Wow, what a roller coaster of a story. First of all, props to the OP for telling Jane the truth about what's going on while she's in the hospital. And this just shows that Jane truly made a huge impact on OP to do the right thing. And Jane, she is a godsend. This woman has been very patient, accepted OP as her own, even facilitates a co-parenting relationship when she truly didn't have to. I mean, that's just unbelievable. That's basically unheard of for me. Like, this is the first time I've ever heard anywhere about a woman that patient and understanding. I mean, Jane sounds like an amazing woman. Seriously. Now, the OP does provide a few edits, so let me get into it. First edit is about her brother. It says, my plan is to use some of the estate money to fight for guardianship for my twin brother so that they can live in the house while I kick my dad out. If I can't get guardianship, then I will have to let my dad stay in the house. However, once I turn 18, I will technically be an adult. So even if my dad leaves, I'm still legally able to be responsible for them. The only thing I won't be able to do is stop him from taking them if he leaves. But they will be 18 in 6 years, so even if they do have to leave, they will always be able to come back whenever they want. In a perfect world, my dad would just leave and let my brother stay with me, which I'm sure my bio mom would be very supportive, because right now she hates all of us, and I doubt that will change anytime soon. People are also asking about the trust. It says, from what I understand, my brothers will inherit 1/3 each of the estate, and the remaining 1/3 will be used to keep the house running until they turn 18. After that, it will be up to me if I want to keep the house or sell it. At that point, my brothers will still have money left in the trust so they can branch out or do whatever they want. Otherwise, I will not sell the house and just pass it on to them or keep it and maintain it myself, and they can just stay with me for as long as they need to. Edit to an edit, see. So she says, so I just spoke to Jane and she told me that the reason she dissolved the trust is because originally it was going to be split 3 ways between us kids, and my dad would inherit the house. She dissolved my third and switched it over to make it to take care of the house maintenance, and instead put the house in my name so my dad wouldn't get it. Plus, by doing that, at least financially, I would be getting a much bigger share. The house is worth 1.5 times the amount of my brother's trust. I just wouldn't be able to do anything with it until my brothers are 18, which I'm totally cool with. Sorry if I don't have a better answer, but I'm just trying to translate what she told me. And then there's an edit about her bio parents. The big fight happened on Sunday, and I haven't spoken to either of my parents since. I think they're both at my mom's place right now, but that's fine with us because we're all still mad at them, so they can be gone for as long as they want. I know technically that's not legal just to leave us alone, but I've been taking care of my brothers for over a year. I can handle a few days while he gets his crap together. Screw both of them. Hope that clears some stuff up. Yeah, it clears some things. It gives us a better idea of what's going on. But let's see what some of the commenters have to say. First commenter says, I'm so sorry you're going through such a hard time, OP. The most important thing you've inherited from Jane is a strong moral compass. You could have taken the easy road and ignored everything your mom and dad were doing, but your compassion to Jane is proof you take after her the most. OP responds by saying, thanks a lot. Yeah, when my mom was yelling at me, she asked why I couldn't keep my mouth shut and mind my business. And I told her, because Jane raised me better than that. And that's when she slapped me. I feel like she's always been threatened by Jane, and that was just proof. Yup, exactly. Jane is truly your mother, OP, not your bio mom. She hasn't done anything. She's just too selfish. She's all about me, 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 me. Oh, my goodness. Another commenter says, you're a good kid. I'm sorry you're losing the only parent who ever really cared. Jane was meant to be your mama. OP responds, thank you. I felt like that periodically over the years, but Jane always insisted that she didn't want to replace my bio mom in my life because a girl's relationship with her mother is important. I guess she didn't realize that I already had one. Oh, OP, that's so sweet. Let's see. Okay, another commenter says, I'm not quite sure how to say this. You may want to marry someday and you are going to want Jane with you, but at least in spirit. Maybe you can buy a pretty handkerchief and have Jane write something on it with a Sharpie. That way she can be with you. I know it may sound a little odd, but I think it might bring you some comfort. OP does respond by saying, once I turn 18, I'm going to get a tattoo on my wrist that says I love you in her handwriting. That way she can be with me forever. Oh, OP, yes, you go do that. You go do that for sure. I think Jane would totally appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, one last final comment. It says, I'm so sorry, OP. Jane may not have given birth to you, but she's your mom, through and through. I'm sorry she's dying, but I'm sure she's happy and relieved to know that even after she's gone, you'll have her back to keep an eye on her kids. Sending good thoughts your way. OP responds, thanks a lot. I really love my brothers, and I know it's my job to take care of them properly now that they won't have a mom around. Jane did so much to raise me, and my brothers won't have the opportunity, so it's only right that I help them. That is awesome. Jane, I applaud you. You've done a wonderful job raising both OP and her brothers. You have taught them to be empathetic, caring, morally people. And I think all three of them are going to do very well in life. And so I can't wait to find out if there's going to be an update with OP and Jane. I really do hope that Jane hangs in there for a little bit longer until everything gets resolved. But yeah, I'm going to be waiting for the update. What do you guys think of the whole situation? What advice do you have, OP? Let me know in the comment section. And remember, if you like these types of stories, to continue to like and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later.